Let's move on now. The Senate has passed a bill confirming June 12 as Democracy Day.
The Public Holiday Act Amendment Bill 2004 seeks to make June the 12th Nigeria's new Democracy Day to replace May the 29th, which marks the official handover of military to civilian administration.
Now, this follows the passage of the bill in the lower chamber last December in honor of the late politician Muhammadu Abiola, who contested in the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election.
The bill is to be sent to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent.
Holiday Act Amendment Bill 2019 was read the first time on Thursday, 25th April 2019. This bill seeks to amend the Public Holiday Act Cap P40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for the substitution of Item 5 to the schedule with Democracy Day 12th of June.
A bill for an act to amend the Public Holidays Act Cap P40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to bring the act in tandem with the current realities and exigencies of the modern times, and to declare June 12 as Democracy Day in Nigeria and for related matters 2019 is already the third time and passed.
Joining me now is the son of Moshood Kashimawo, Olawale Abiola, Abdulmumini Abiola. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, when you look at the struggles of June the 12th, the struggles your father went through, would you say that the passing of the bill to recognize June the 12th as Democracy Day validates that struggle?
Well, first of all, I'd like to appreciate those who made this day come to fruition. So thank you to the Senate, to the House of Reps, and then those are the President for even bringing this up to begin with. What I would say about, I believe that the election was a step, was one part of it. My father had an agenda. He had a manifesto of sorts, things he wanted to do for the country. And I think as we move forward, there's like a step. As we move forward, I think we should start trying to address some of those issues he was trying to address in 1993, like poverty eradication and religious equality, in a way that because I think he had seen certain things were not going to, with time, things would have become, would be in a certain situation. So he wanted to address it at the right time, but notwithstanding, I don't think it's too late. I think now that we've gotten to this level where we're actually acknowledging his sacrifice, we should start thinking about what was the substance of what he was trying to fight for. And it wasn't just for a day.
How would you expect the government, seeing that a new administration will be coming in as well, that is the day they will be sworn in, what would you expect them to begin to put in place? 4 years have gone, another 4 years, what should they build on and what should they begin to work on?
Oh, well, first of all, I believe that governments and democracy is a continuum. So it's not like you have it's not like a one-shot wins all. You can keep trying and working at it. But first, I think the first thing is, I think the acknowledgement is the first step. Acknowledging that there's something like this happening. I think that is also going to spark. It's going to rekindle the spark of from the populace to get involved in politics. I think the next step would be to to encourage people to come in and bring information and. But I think more importantly, beyond everything else you want to do, I think the most important thing is to realize that the most precious thing that we have in Nigeria is our people. And once we figure that out, we'll understand that it's only a matter of time before we're from point A to point B. So I'm very optimistic about the future for the country, because now, even not only for me, but for most of the people that I've met, I see that people are a little bit more excited. They
and so the hope that your father was trying to bring at the time could be what you expect again for this administration, Hope 93. Then thank you so much for your time, Abdulmumini.
The Senate has passed a bill confirming June 12 as Democracy Day.
The Public Holiday Act Amendment Bill 2004 seeks to make June the 12th Nigeria's new Democracy Day to replace May the 29th, which marks the official handover of military to civilian administration.
Now, this follows the passage of the bill in the lower chamber last December in honor of the late politician Muhammadu Abiola, who contested in the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election. And the bill is to be sent to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Joining me now is son of Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, Abdulmumini Abiola. Abdul, good morning. It's nice to see you, really.
You too. Good morning.
All right. Now, first of all, in 1993, at the peak of politicking and all of that, if you compare to now, there's so many persons in the new generation who may not really understand how things played out that time. You were on 101. Can you let us know, let us into the life of the man, MKO Abiola, your dad? What were the things he really stood for?
Well, wow. My late Chief MKO Abiola, he was a Nigerian. I don't think you can say it any other way. You know, he stood for fairness, equality, and he understood that Nigerians' potential was great, and I think he had a vision for the country. So, in a nutshell, you know, he believed in the country and the future of this country.
He was seen as someone who had a larger-than-life dream, you know, for Nigeria, for even beyond the shores of Nigeria to Africa. We've read about how influential he was amongst even other African countries when it comes to, you know, his philanthropy, his contribution, his life and influence. But talk to us, how did his life influence either you as a person or family members?
Oh, first of all, growing up in the house in the Keja, it was like the best thing. You know? I never saw him angry, so he was always smiling. Another thing I noticed was the same way he would talk to Babangida back then, because we were very close at a certain time. He was the same way he talked to the gate man. So it was, to me, it just showed me that, you know, you never should look down on anybody. And he gave me that impression that, you know, what we find is, you know, people don't say what they mean. My dad was always, you know, direct to the point. So, you know, we had people that came and, you know, maybe they needed some kind of support. And my father would give them the support. And then when they say, oh, sir, then once, you know, I make some money from this, I will bring it back. No, do it for somebody else. Because he understood. If we don't help ourselves, nobody would. You know, so, you know, if you know another thing about Chief MKO Abiola, he was a strong supporter of reparations for the African plight from slavery. So he understood that, you know, my father always said something. He said, you know, people is like, you know, when the West say Africa is so backwards, it's like cutting somebody's legs and saying run. So he understood that, you know, we were already disenfranchised.
All right, now, beyond all of that, your dad was a politician par excellence. He was someone a lot of Nigerian politicians like to be like. Now, when it comes to your family members, are there any members of the family who want to take after him into politics and all of that?
Yeah, me. Yeah, me. I think you know, we're a big family. That's one.
A large
I think
one.
Very big family. And I also think that, you know, we all have our own different advantages and disadvantages. But for me, I've always wanted to just be like him. And I don't know what that means per se. I just know that I always wanted to just, you know, he was always smiling, so I like to smile a lot. You know, he just liked people around him, and I'm just the same way. But like I said, my sister Hafsa, she's doing her own thing with women's rights and trying to encourage, you know, the young women on behalf of, I think in respect to my mom, you know, Elijah Kudura. But like, I have other sisters as well. Tundu, she's also a media. She's in the media. She's doing her own. She's giving them back in her own way, and so many other
All right. So we hope to see MK Abiola too in you someday.
MK Abiola Jr.
Oh, Junior. Thank you, Abdulmumini. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Thank you. Right.